Ted Anderson is the brain bug of the gold bug industry. 800-686-2237. Now, let me just, before we get into Saudi Arabia and then eugenics, because that's the main reason I have Webster here in the limited time, I want to ask Webster separately. We're hearing a lot of propaganda about the economy. You're an economist, author, historian, who's really proven that you're a great political and economic mind out there. I really respect you, and I don't say that for many guests. Folks know I'm really singling somebody out that I really have come to admire even more than I did a few years ago with his foresight and research. But they're saying green shoots, everything's wonderful, the economy's great. Meanwhile, jobless soaring, home sales plunging, every major indicator falling apart, even their cooked books. The Chinese and others aren't buying U.S. treasuries. They're slowing down their purchase. The globalists are monetizing debt. Is this another suckers rally like 2 years ago telling us everything's wonderful? And are they so panicked they're moving into saying everything's fine now because they've over fear-mongered and they believe they've lost control? Or is everything really peachy keen? Or are we getting a window into the truth with the Wall Street Journal and CNBC reporting Geithner screaming, cussing, fights, panicking behind the scenes as he bullwhips the Fed chairman and others into following his policies? What is really going on, Webster Tarpley?
Well, it fits right into what Ted Anderson was saying. The main danger now is hyperinflation, and we may be in the early phases of hyperinflation. I'm not quite prepared to say that this is it, but the straws in the wind are multiplying. Now, hyperinflation would mean that you get up to the Dow 15,000 and 20,000, and indeed Dow 35,000. Why not? Except those dollars are going to be converging on worthless. And if you look at the hyperinflation picture, the basic underlying dynamic is you've got this huge dollar overhang. $4 to $5 trillion are out there as euro dollars, Chinese-owned dollars, or treasury securities. This is basically the same thing. Same for Japan, Russia, European Union, Saudi Arabia, that I'll get to in a minute. All of these countries have huge amounts of dollars. The situation is extremely unstable. Any kind of military event, a military defeat for the U.S., something shocking, unpredicted. It used to be back in the in the day that if the president had a health problem, that could also have a tremendous effect on these markets, and could again today if it turns out that Obama.
Why is Obama's plunging approval rating making the stock market go up?
No, I don't. I think this is separate. In other words, what you've got is what Obama has done or presided over is the $24 trillion being pumped in. Now that's a credit line. It doesn't mean it's all out there, but it's all in danger of coming out. So $24 trillion for Wall Street, maybe $300 billion for the average person for infrastructure. So now we've got the bankers defeating the people under Obama by 80 to 1. But at the same time, real production is collapsing. You look at U.S. industrial production, it continues to fall. World trade is down 40% from where it was around the middle of last year. So this means now that you've got fewer and fewer goods, fewer and fewer commodities being chased by this huge tidal wave of money. Now that's gone into the stock market. Look, the stock market has gone way up. The S&P went over 1,000 yesterday. The NASDAQ is over 2,000. But at the same time, the hyperinflation indicators look bad, right? The dollar is now 144 against the euro. The dollar has had some really bad days on the euro. As Ted was saying, treasuries had a very bad day yesterday. So it means the prices are falling on these treasuries, meaning the interest rates are going up. You got oil at 71, gold up 8, as he says. Commodities generally beginning to tick up. So this could very well be the early phase of a hyperinflationary bubble. So
okay, well, why are they fighting? Because Geithner reportedly screaming at them, cussing, saying, you've got to get behind me and the president's policies. And then they're saying, look out for inflation. So is that what the internal fight is over? Or what's your intel on that, Webster?
I think this is it's just a quarrel among thieves. In other words, there are all kinds of frictions there. There is the question of the regulatory role of the Federal Reserve, believe it or not, where Bernanke does not want to do certain things that Geithner wants him to do. The egos get involved. I don't think this is a huge matter. But the Federal Reserve has actually come under heavy attack for the strong-arming of Bank of America on the absorption of Merrill Lynch and a few other issues. So there's a lot of bad blood against the Fed in Congress on these sort of secondary issues. Of course, that can then be parlayed into the nationalization of the Fed, which is what I would recommend. So you've also got to remember that Geithner is an unstable little thug, right? He's a foul-mouthed character, right? He's
yeah,
from
the Wall
Rahm
Street
Emanuel
Journal.
school.